What's up, everybody? Thank you so much to everyone who has watched Dream On and liked and commented and shared. Was so grateful for the response. That video is special to me. The song is very special to me. It's been a part of my history for the last decade. And I covered it first with my rock band, The Wits. Shout out to them. And then, of course, with Delilah on the sing off. Little trivia for those who don't know, Delilah was also on a show called Beat the Best in the Netherlands, and we sang Grenade and Dream On as well. Did quite well. We were runners up in that competition, so it was pretty rad. And crazy, the craziest experience to be filming a TV show all done in Dutch. We'll never forget that. And yeah, this particular arrangement though of Dream On that I just released, this I made for Jane when we were getting ready to compete in the Varsity Vocals ACA Open Finals. We weren't super sold on our final number in our set, and we wanted a hard-hitting rock tune, but nothing could match the epicness of Dream On. So we went with it and did a little research, and we found this incredible postmodern jukebox cover of Dream On, and it had this triplet feel, and I was immediately inspired because I was like, this song can also be, we can kind of take it a little more sultry, a little sexy, a little jazzy, a little smoky, and then really build it up to this huge, the iconic ending that everybody remembers. So just a fun spin on the song. Thank you, PMJ, for inspiring us for that arrangement. And then I just had to get it down. I had to record it, and that was such a fun process. Part of my channel, I want to show a little bit of my rehearsal process and how I really get these vocals to where I want them to be, whether for a live performance or in the studio. With Dream On particularly, I was already recording when I was really workshopping vocals, which was good because I could hear vocals back immediately. Very cool tool to be able to have. I'm always telling my students, I need more drama, especially in the studio. The nuance and the micro styling is so important because it gives your song a brand. It adds so much to the energy, to the vibe, to the mood of the song. And these are things that you don't necessarily hear unless you're actually listening for them. Just gonna take you through the song really fast and kind of how it became the recording that it is, including how in the world do I scream those high notes. Mostly the answer is I don't know, but I'll try my best to explain it and articulate that process. It has changed a bit because 10 years ago when I was doing this song, I just screamed the crap out of it. However, we know Amy's been through some vocal issues, some situations. So now we approach it a little cleaner with technique at its foundation. So this verse, let's just get into it. Drama, 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 storytelling, emotion, all the things. I oversaturated this song with styling, and I just wanted it to be a little mysterious, a little sexy. I wanted all of those vibes to come through. So instead of just going, every time I look in the mirror, that sounds fine, right? But kind of a lack of energy, a lack of setting any kind of vibe or mood. So what about every time I look in the mirror? A lot of husk that I'm adding to certain sounds and tones, especially when I have an open vowel like mirror. Adding a lot of husk, adding just some soul, some depth. All these lines on my face getting clearer. The past is gone. It went by like dust to dust. Some some of the things I felt like I wanted to match the background vocal, so I wanted to match the vocal arrangement underneath it. So that motivated and informed some of my vocal decisions. But otherwise, I just wanted to have some rock inflections, some of that drama that Steven Tyler really brings to the song, but my own little spin, taking a few cues from that PMJ cover, and really just having a ton of fun with it, okay? Isn't that the way? Everybody's got their dues to pay. Of my lives in books, written pages, live and learn from fools and from sages. You know it's true. So this part definitely informed by the Postmodern Jukebox cover. She sends that thing up on the all the things come back to you. She is epic. The Postmodern Jukebox version is higher, so she is soaring at this time, but I still wanted to take a little cue from her. Plus, it felt fitting to the arrangement, and especially because I want to start it off smoky jazz club, and we're really growing into the iconic rock. So on that, you know it's true. I'm not the best riffer ever, so when I'm riffing in the studio, that's better. A controlled environment where I have plentiful takes to be able to get it correct, okay? That was helpful. On this, you know, use, very difficult. You know, so I can't like, you know, I can't go too hard on that. Think more hooty. You know, you, and really support it. So instead of, you know it's true, that's hard to support. You know, little hoot, a little lift. You know it's true. Best advice I can give you, hooty on anything that has like a do, a you, a to. Play around with shaping that vowel and pronouncing it a little rounder. See how that helps you open up and helps you support your sound better. On this, oh, the things. Hannah Giuliano would call that an Amy-ism. My flipping into the head voice register from the chest voice. The flip, I'll be honest, I have absolutely no idea how to teach that. I'm working on it. I'm working on helping students when that doesn't necessarily come instinctually. But that flip is particularly fun. I really just sent it up into kind of an edgy head voice space and went with that. Because I could have belted that, but why? We're about to get real screamy anyways. You know it's true. All the things instead of all the things. We could have made either work, right? But I wanted to show a few different tones in my voice and really help with the build. So once again, that hooty you every time. That helps me support every time. That helps me be consistent with the phrase. Okay, into this chorus. Sing with me, sing for the year, sing for the land, sing for the dear. Sing with me, just for today. This is a tough part of my voice because we're in chest register, but I don't want to get too growly. We're right at the top of the chest. Sing with me, sing for the year, sing for the left, sing for the dear. I also wanted to keep it a little bit dropped, also a little more depth, a little more soul, as opposed to sing with me, sing for the year, sing for the left, sing for the dear. I think the best rock sounds combine both of those approaches. So really there's a few spots where I come out, I'm a little brighter. Sing with me, sing for the sing for the left, sing for the dear, sing with me just for today. It's just important that I support that, because if I'm starting to muscle that out or clench that out, if I'm holding back the breath, it's just gonna wear and tear. So very supported, keeping it open, relaxed, dropped. Maybe tomorrow the Lord take you away, hey, hey. I definitely get a little brighter, a little nastier. I have a tendency in my voice, when I go brighter or wider, I sound very young. Maybe it's in my head, but to me it sounds very young, very youthful. So I really try to narrow out everything just a little bit to give it a little more maturity, a little more soul depth. Moving on to this dream on. Dream on, dream on, dream on, dream yourself a dream come true. Yeah. So we're starting to get a little huskier, bringing in that rock element even more. Once again though, supporting it, keeping it nice and dropped and supported. So I'm not chesting anything out without support. I'm not muscling anything out. So instead, dream on, dream on, dream on. Which I could take that approach to get it grungier, which I'm definitely headed a little grungier here. But drop it. You can find husk in other ways that are open, relaxed, and supported. In which I go instead of dream on, dream on, dream on, really open, because we're about to shoot into the stratosphere and we can't have fatigue already setting in, okay? Dream yourself a dream come true and not true. Dream yourself a dream come true. Who do you get a little rounder? Yeah, and then I get to use true. Yeah, like I can find other ways to grunge it up, a little fry at the end, but nothing that's gonna wear and tear on the chords. Okay, oh my gosh, and then I do this like, yeah. Okay, it's a little foreshadowing of what's to come. This is pure mix. I'm a little edgy on it for sure, but I did make sure that when I was recording that I was being as technically sound as possible, even on the recording, because that is what I stand for now. The way to approach this is not pulling up chest voice. It's not how heavy can I make this mix. Let's find a clean mix first. So I'm still really connected. My tone's really focused and very resonant, but this is pretty easy. It feels as easy as head voice, right? That's it. Honestly, that's as heavy as you need to go. Yeah. That's going to come through, especially live and in a recording. That sound, though I don't feel it as much in my body as screaming, that sound is absolutely effective. That is a good, healthy, beautiful mix, okay? I think I did lean into it a little more, but I had that healthy foundation first. That's as heavy as it needs to go, but I did give it a tiny bit of a shouty, buoyant energy. Okay? All I'm really doing, I'm still sending and focusing that tone like so hard through my forehead. So it's really resonant here. And then I'm just giving a little more power, volume, tiny shouty energy, okay? But it's not getting caught in my throat. We're not clenching it. It's not, no, supported, okay? Okay. And it's like a little bluesy, so if you're a little flat, it's like, it's fine. Just go with it. And then we're moving on. Dream on, dream on, dream on, dream on. Okay, once again, having to stay dropped, hooty, relaxed. On these, which helps a lot, especially as we launch it up an octave. On the dream, I learned this from my voice teacher, Anjanette, shout out to you. she was like, chew on that dream a little bit more, because that really helps kind of focus the resonance and the tone instead of it getting too shouty or too like screechy right away. Dream. So dream on, dream on, dream on. There's something about focusing on that dream that really helps everything come out more smoothly, okay? Especially up high. That's a big way that I kind of grip those notes without clenching. Dream on! On that note, especially, I have to be careful that it doesn't get too heavy. That wants to get so shouty. Dream on! Like, it wants to get really heavy, but it doesn't have to. Dream on! And then get the grunge at the end of the phrase. On! That can be the grunge, not on! Okay? We don't have to go crazy here. We don't have to like shred. Okay, this high stuff. So going back to this. Yeah. We're up here. Just like out of nowhere, we're on an A flat, okay? When I'm approaching these notes, it used to be just like a straight up scream, okay? Which terrifies me. I think about how much I did shred my vocal cords, and it hurts me. I feel deep physical and emotional pain from this, okay? So once again, that dri is gonna really help you kind of grip that note and get it into a nice healthy mix. So I start light, like I just think like nice, easy mix, and then I start to lean into it more. Add a little bit of the shouty, yelly energy, but keeping that tone focused and keeping it surfing on the breath. But it can be as light as this, dream on. And in fact, that would be my conservative approach if I'm doing this song and my chords are not up to par or I'm just not feeling that great. The only thing is that it is hard for me to control that vibrato and pitch when I'm in pure mix, okay? But when I'm in manipulated mix, when I have a slightly more shouty energy underneath it, which is coming from the same place, dream on, okay? Literally the same resonance. It resonates in the same place. I'm just giving it more energy. But you have to keep it open. You have to keep it supported, okay? First step though, healthy, nice, beautiful, edgy, clean mix up there first. If you can't get a happy, clean mix up there, it's not worth it. Like, do not try skrelting. Do not try screaming. Do not try shouting. Like, you go back to them exercises, you get that mix strong first, okay? So what's interesting though is that when I do give it a little more energy, a little more just shoutiness, little soft yell underneath, I have slightly more control. Once again though, have to keep open, have to support it with the breath, because otherwise I'm gonna be squeezing those chords together. I'm gonna be shortening the chords, beating against each other. I'm doing my best to first make them as thin as possible, stretch them out, keep them healthy, okay? Dream on. So that's the first step. Dream on. I swear that dree is incredible. That is the most incredible gift that Anjanette could have given me. Dream on. First step, okay? And then dream on. Just sending more volume and power. Same resonance, okay? Dream on. Okay, we keep going. Biggest piece of advice I can give you as I'm rehearsing this song is, like, don't be afraid of sounding squawky or nasty. Especially in a song like this, it calls for it. Totally plays, okay? So, make sure you can get it in that nice, easy, pure mix space and that it can be really controlled, okay? First step. Then we can give it a little more energy. I'll be perfectly honest, without the adrenaline of a live performance, it's tough to sustain this note. And then in the adrenaline of the live performance, it's tough to keep this note from not going sharp or just like kind of out of control. But so it's got to be supported. You've got to stay open. Do yourself a favor, back off of the microphone a little bit. Once again, that first step, healthy, clean, pure mix up top, and then just adding a little bit of that power and energy up there. Don't be afraid of being nasty, of being grungy, okay? Sing for the tear! That is a really hard thing to sing in tune. Sing for the tear! So that's your first step, okay? Got to be healthy first. And honestly, like, in an ad-lib situation like this too, it's just like there's so much going on behind you. Just think about it, like, you don't have to be going hard, skrelting, hitting it so hard the entire time. Sing for the tear, I think. Sing for the tear. Sing for the tear. On that ad-lib, sneakily, kind of a difficult thing because we're starting in chest, but then we have to go to mix. Super easy to bring up that chest voice. And like for it to get too heavy. But if we start connected in a really nice open supported chest register, then we should be able to get into that mix a lot easier. It's just about training your muscles in context to be able to start those phrases exactly the way you need them to be started, connected, supported. That's what it is. And that you can totally throw up there in an easy, just edgy mix space. That doesn't have to be any heavy. It doesn't have to be heavier than that. Oddly enough, that octave leap is almost easier than the just because that can be so pitchy easily. And once again, I can clench easier. It can get too heavy too easy. But once again, just get to this nice, like nasty, edgy mix space. So once again, that dream. Okay, and first step, dream on. First step, dream on. Okay, and then dream on. That was a little flat. Dream on. Okay. If you're feeling like it's pitchy, if things aren't quite landing, it really can be helped a ton by the shape of your mouth. So am I too wide? Could I narrow it a little bit? Usually narrowing for me gets me a little more control, a little more pitch stability. So instead of going, dream on, that's probably harder to sustain. Dream on, because my vibrato will go crazy. So dream on. Dream on! Because if it has like more of a narrow space to shake in, it doesn't go as crazy and wobbly, okay? Dream on! Dream on! Just play around with that shape and the passageway that these vocals are coming through. So that's it. That's really kind of the way that I work myself through a song. But basically, find your vibe, find your mood, drama, nuance, styling, not over styling, but certainly not under styling. Going with it, trying something new outside the box, really nice in a controlled environment with the studio, microphone so you can hear yourself back right away and make instant adjustments and try a lot of new things at once. Biggest thing, no matter what or where you are vocalizing, connection, support, breath, support, okay? Openness, and really just grabbing all of these notes on a clean, healthy mix space first, and then manipulating from there. All right? Thank you again for being a part of Dream On with me. not to mention, I could go on and on about these lyrics, about how empowering and inspiring this song is, not just musically, but lyrically. And it will always be, always be really special jam for me. So thanks, guys. Yeah.